A fun fact about the Halo ring you probably didn't know, you can actually flip it. In this video, what I'm going to do is show you how to glitch out of the map and get to the Halo ring. It is on Halo Combat Evolved, the first mission. So pretty much what I'm doing is pretty simple. You load into the mission, put it on Legendary, so you don't have to do the little intro cutscene, little random BS that they make you do. Put it on Legendary, and then you'll immediately exit the pod, jump backwards into the pod, have the pod close on you so you're halfway in and your body's glitched in the door. Then what you're going to want to do, you're going to slowly look in a certain direction while you just bump the joystick forward, not doing a big movement, and if you get lucky, you'll shoot through the ceiling just like I did here. Now once you're up top of here, the thing is, this is the hardest part of the trick, in my opinion, because it took me the longest, so that's why I'm saying that. So the trick is, with this part, you can only jump on certain surfaces because only certain parts are solid. The light fixtures and certain support beams that you can't actually see, but you have to know are there. A cool little thing I learned while doing this trick is you fall below the map several times, and I found that to be the easier way of doing this. So what you need is the Aquaphobia skull, and then so you can fly. And then what you want to do is go under the map, and then go up where I do, figure out how to get onto the vents, and then you'll be chilling, and it's going to be a lot quicker and more of a surefire type method. So once you do that, you'll be chilling. Okay, so right here, while I was flying around the map, I decided to change the graphics around and just mess around and have a little fun. I noticed when you're in the new evolved graphics, you get these little blood patches that you can see, but they're all black. But what I used that for was to tell me where the map markers are, because you can't see otherwise. It honestly took me an annoyingly long amount of time to complete this challenge and to complete this little part of getting out of the map and getting to the Halo ring. This took roughly a few hours, just as one part. Said I made up my mind this time. I'm taking it. Okay, finally, now that I got through that part of the mission, or now that I got through that part of the glitch, I can get to this part, and this is where things get easier but tricky, because we're right on the cusp of getting a checkpoint, and if we get that checkpoint, I won't want to rip my hair out. Alright, so let's jump. Alright, and this is what happens to me. I fell off the map more times than I can count. However, while doing that, I got better with the Aquaphobia skull, and that helped me get this trick done a lot easier and a lot faster. So basically, every time I fell off the map, I realized I can fly up, and if I use those blood patches that I saw earlier and talked about, I can use those to distinguish what part of the map is what. Now, there's going to be an even more important part where all those key elements play one whole thing that allow me to finish this. So, basically, I got this video idea from the Schilt Show, and this part right here, I was so confused because in the video he was doing, I thought this is where the checkpoint was. I was incorrect. It was one door farther down the hallway, and I later find that out. So this part that I'm in right now, little did I know at the time, turns out to be the exact spot I want to be in. And at the time, I didn't realize that the way I found this spot is going to make everything so much easier. So basically, the blood spatter on the door is in a way where you can tell it's a door, you can tell it's a corner. So I'm going to use this later on. Funny enough, me flying around the map actually saved me, and I accidentally flew up thinking I was in a complete different location, and I turned out to get a checkpoint that saved my ass. After I got this checkpoint, I was exploring the area in depth a little bit. I found there's a certain way to go, and there's a certain area you can go, but more times than not you'll fall through the map. So I got to this point, the point that I was at earlier, and now this is the key part of where everything becomes easier. If I can get this next checkpoint, my life is over. I mean, Me wanting to end my life is over, yeah.
Said I made up my mind this time. I'm taking it over.
And unfortunately what happened here was I jumped in the spot. I don't know why I didn't get a checkpoint, because this is where you get it, but I jumped into a light and somehow managed to wedge myself in a light fixture in the actual map, so I was stuck crouched. Basically, I had to go to last checkpoint and retry this whole part. This attempt, I fixed my mistakes and I went back at it, and I got there. I didn't get stuck in the light, and I didn't get a checkpoint. So at this point, I'm wondering what's going on. I turn around, I get the loading checkpoint thing, so then I can further progress the mission, because the only way to get the checkpoint is to have all loads loaded into the game. It's a weird little feature, but it makes sense. So after I get that checkpoint, I turn around, and basically what you have to do is simple. You have to go into the map, into that little cafeteria, like armory type thing, and you have to load the game. So I get about halfway through, and then I stop. Now after I get to there, this is where the mission becomes insanely easy with the Aquaphobia skull. You can just reload the checkpoint and fly to the end of the mission. I used the old graphics, and then I switched to the new graphics. I don't know why, because you can only see the ring in the old graphics, so that's a very important thing to remember. So yeah, now we get to see the ring. You get to actually see it. It's kind of cool. You can touch it. You can see the ship from outside, and you can look at outer space. Turns out the ring too, you can actually flip it, which makes me wonder, were they going to do something more with it? Was it going to be a vehicle? Like you could operate it and blow it up?